Hey there, Tamir from Fibonacci-Traders.com here with the weekly market review. I hope everybody's enjoying this weekend. Without any further ado, please hit the like, subscribe, share with friends, and let's see the weekly chart. Very intense past 2 weeks on the SPY. Previous week, we had Amazon, Meta, Google, Microsoft, and many other names released earnings. In this week, we had Apple, AMD, Shopify, Ray decision, another doji, another indecision in the market, which means indecision. We sit on hands and wait for market to decide where it wants to go. This area of the 417 goes all the way back to May of 2022. Very tough resistance. 1 year of a tough resistance. On the positive side, we have higher lows. Now let's see if bulls of SPY can brace themselves and finally break above this area towards the open gap at the 421, and then 430 is the next resistance. If bulls will give up, 408 needs to hold, otherwise 400, and then towards this gap at the 396. Prepare for both sides. Let's see where SPY is taking us. QQQ, doji, indecision. As we can see, basically since end of March, 307 is holding, 321, 322. All these areas are very tough resistance. Let's see continuation towards the 334 and the 340. If bulls will give up, because we have a doji, anything can happen. We are going back to retest the 307 together with this red trend line. IWM, another week, another doji, another indecision. Sideways move on the IWM since middle of March. Nothing exciting is going on IWM. Long above 180, short below 170. Then we have 163 to the downside. Dow Jones, perfect example of why trend lines are the true support resistance for price action. This white trend line, look left, goes all the way back to January of 2022. Each and every time price tried, got rejected. Now let's see if the Dow Jones is going to retest this red trend line, or bulls of the Dow can finally break up and above. And the next level of resistance will be the 360. Bitcoin. If you follow me on Twitter and you saw previous videos in the past few weeks or so, you know this area, this yellow area between the 28 and the 30K is a very tough resistance, because it was a very important level of support during January, February of 2021, and June and July of 2021. Then it became resistance over here during May and June of 2022. And now, not surprising, since beginning of March, earlier this year, doji after doji, indecision. Bulls of the Bitcoin is struggling with this area. If this area will fail to hold, the 26,800s needs to hold. Otherwise, we are going back to the 23,500, breaking up and above the 30,000, 37,000 will be next. Ethereum on the weekly, uptrend channel, uptrend until proven otherwise. Let's see continuation towards the 2130 and the 2243. To the downside, we have 1690 and this white trend line as support. SOXX semiconductors ETF, uptrend until proven otherwise. 2 consecutive dojis off the 400 and above this red trend line. Long continuation above the 420, at least 2-3 days above the 420, towards the 446. Short, a weekly close below the 400 and below this red trend line. Of course, everything you see and hear on this video and on my channel in general is for educational purposes only. I'm not a financial advisor. I only share what I see. Bottom line is up to you. You can follow to get ideas, to learn, to educate yourself, but don't follow to get advice what to do next, because this is the fastest way to blow up your account. If you want to become your own indicator, stop following others for advice. Check the links in the description below for more educational resources. Fibonacci-Traders Academy playlist. 20 videos, each video 20 minutes or less, on how to become a better trader, technical and on the mental side. It's free. If you want to take your trading journey to the highest level, we have live mentorship program, one-on-one of course, or same program, pre-recorded, 6 hours, 49 lessons. My promise to you, both programs comes with lifetime access for support, guidance, all Discord channels, until the day that you will have a set of tools, set of rules on how to become your own indicator. Check the links in the description below. Apple weekly, previous week closed up and above the red trend line. This week, especially post earnings, breaking up and above. Next major resistance will be the 176, and then we are going to all-time highs. And I wonder, where are all the market crash furrows that we see on YouTube, that we see on Twitter, that predicted a crash, a market crash during 2023? You know who you are and you know who I'm talking about. This is why we need to stop following others, because no one knows better than price action. If you know how to follow price action, aka candlestick analysis, with trend lines and Fibonacci levels, these are all the tools that you need. That's it. All the rest is just noise. As you can see, Fibonacci traders, we don't use any other indicators. We don't use even volume. We zoom out, we zoom in, we follow price, and we understand the in-depth relationship price action with Fibonacci levels and trend lines. Shopify inside this uptrend channel, now going towards this upper red trend line, breaking up and above. We have 76 and 93 to the upside. Shopify earnings came out, market reaction 2 days, almost 30% to the upside, more than 30%. In 2 days, Shopify went $35 to the upside. We have a gap to the downside, and we know that more than 80% of all gaps will get filled, but this gap for now will not get filled anytime soon, because the momentum is with Shopify to the upside. AMD is next. Another great reaction. AMD 92 to the upside, holding strong resistance in the past 3 weeks. 83 is holding. Overall, AMD on the weekly uptrend channel, uptrend until proven otherwise. Let's see a break up and above the 91 area. Then, high probability, we are going to retest the 103 together with this white trend line. Tesla on the weekly. Previous week, we had a doji. This week, we have a trend reversal candle to the upside. 177 is the next resistance. And also, we have this gap at the 177. Let's see if this gap will get filled. And then 183 is next. We still have the 146 gap that needs to get filled. In my opinion, this gap will get filled, and then next leg down to fill this gap. But again, it's only my opinion. Take under consideration that I know nothing what I'm talking about. Nvidia, finally after 5 weeks between the 260 and the 280, breaking up and above. And now, next resistance will be the 304. Amazon, another week, another doji. 101 is holding, 110. Together with this purple trend line, this trend line goes all the way back to November of 2021. Amazon, we are waiting for Amazon to make its move above this purple trend line. Meta, if you follow me on Twitter and you saw previous videos, you know all these levels, you know this red trend line. We drew this red line, not a trend line, it's a line. We drew it a few weeks back, maybe 2 months ago. We drew it and we said that this will be a very tough resistance, because it was a very tough resistance over here. Then it became support. Now, once again, resistance. But as long as this purple trend line is holding, Meta is in an uptrend until proven otherwise. Microsoft continuing its way to the upside. 316 is next resistance. Then we have 327 and then all-time highs. Google, another perfect example of why trend lines are the true support resistance for price action. If trend lines are the true support resistance for price action, they are also the roadmap to the future. If we take this trend line over here and we put it over here, we can see that this trend line also is acting as resistance. So if this red trend line will break to the upside, we are going towards this red trend line over here. But as long as this lower trend line is holding, it's holding the higher lows, which means uptrend. Netflix on the weekly, basically since beginning of April, end of March, nothing much on Netflix. 316 to the downside with this yellow trend line. This yellow trend line, look left, since June of 2022, holding the higher lows, which means an uptrend. But we do have here this trend line that's acting as resistance since January. So short, a weekly close below this yellow trend line, long continuation above this red trend line, and then we can take Fibonacci, swing low, swing high above the 336, long continuation towards the 380, short, in my opinion, breaking below this yellow trend line together with breaking below the 304. All we need to do is know the time frame. What time frame are we trading on? The weekly, the daily, where price came from, and where it might be heading next. This is why we have trend lines and Fibonacci levels. Check the links in the description below. So I hope you found this video helpful. If you did, please hit the like, subscribe, share with friends, will be much appreciated. Don't forget to check the links in the description below for more educational resources. Until the next video, enjoy the rest of your weekend.